So thank you, Jayaraman and Varshini. I think Varshini has given a good synopsis of the last session, Bhakti Yoga. There is one sloka we normally, after the camphor is shown to the Bhagavan, na tatra suryo bhati, na tantratarakam, nema vijito bhati, kutoyam agnihi, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Everyone has a small portion of the consciousness in us, every one of us. If you talk about the total consciousness, in the midday, if you can go and look at the sun, you will not be able to see the sun because the glow is so huge. Your eyes will not be able to penetrate that glow. So that is a small portion of that glow is inside us. That we call as Atma. That Atma is inside the heart, not the physical heart, but inside the heart. In our prayer, normally in a bhaktan, devotee, we should be able to touch that particular Atma or consciousness. Then what the benefit you will have? Suppose there is a seeker who has crossed the four levels of the four steps of the bhakti level: sakama, nishkama, saguna ekarupa, saguna anekarupa, or vishwarupa. That means he has become a karma yogi and he has focused his mind and he has expanded his mind. If you talk about such a seeker, when he is mature enough now to look into, so the Atman is hidden in the heart and clothed with the mind and prana. That consciousness sends out his pulling energy to fascinate the mind toward the source. It's like, powerful magnet. There's an iron pin somewhere far away. But if you bring the pin nearer to the powerful magnet, the magnet is pulling that iron pin towards it. Same thing happens in our case. We have a very, very powerful magnet in the form of consciousness, Atma, that we are not able to see. But if you have got a prepared mind, like Arjuna got a Jnana Chakshu for Vishwarupa, so if we practice Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, then we are a fit candidate to look into ourselves. That means we will be able to see the source. You don't have to put any effort. The Bhagavan himself will pull you inside. And once that introvert mind sinks in the source, that Atman or Lord reveals his radiance to the mind, absorbing it in him. Ultimately, this is the process of divine love or bhakti. So the steps for the divine love bhakti is Prepare the mind, prepare the mind, karma yoga, upasana yoga. Then, if we start our prayers, you don't have to do anything. The rest will be taken over by, as I told you, like the magnet pulling the pin. The Bhagavan has got the pulling power, and that is called grace, kripa, Bhagavad kripa. So that grace will pull your mind towards it and merge it with the Atman, that you can call it as samadhi or divine love. So all our efforts should be to reach that divine love, which is possible. But today, what happens is there is a Sthula Sharira, the gross body, and there are various objects in the world. And we have desire, kama. So we want every object, whatever is available outside. But none of the object in the physical form is entering your mind. It is entering in the form of a thought in the mind. Suppose if I think of a cell phone, that cell phone thought is inside my mind. If I talk about some eatable item, that is in the form of thought in the mind. So in a day, 24 hours, 60 minutes each hour, 60 seconds in each minute. So we have about 87,600 seconds in our available in our day. Assuming that one third is not there because of sleeping time, still you have got about 57,600 seconds. So that many thoughts are entering into your mind. Anything, any thought for that matter. It could be Bhagavan, it could be your neighbor, it could be about your car, it could be your residence, or it could be about your travel. That means all these thoughts are entering inside. And what do we do with that thoughts? We allow it to wander freely. The thoughts will go on wandering from one subject to another subject, and we are not able to control it or regulate it. If you are seen, because especially people who are in the villages, they have cattle at home. So all the cattle will go for grazing. So there will be a cowherd boy, and he has a stick, danda, and he uses his mouth also, word, and he is able to control the movement of those cows. So it goes for grazing, and in the evening he is bringing back to the village. Similarly, our wandering thoughts, today we have no control, because we are extremely full of thoughts with all sorts of qualities and quantities in the form of anger, jealousy, hatred, whatnot. So what we have to do is we have to regulate, and that regulation is called. We are not talking about the objects are outside. Forget about the objects. So it is now in the form of thoughts. So that thoughts, what we should do is we should regulate, and that is what is called upasana. Upasana means sit near the Bhagavan and have only one thought, ekarupa. And once you are matured enough on the ekarupa, what happens? your mind expands. Now, in the Ekarupa, you are concentrating, focusing on one thought. And that one thought, you will come to know that everyone has got an Atma, consciousness, very powerful consciousness. As I told you, that consciousness which is giving the light and brilliance to the sun, Bhagavan. Na tatsar suryo bhati. So you can imagine the amount of power inside our system. In the case of nowadays, they call it global warming. If half a degree or 1 degree temperature goes up, you see the condition of the people. Even in India also, in some parts of the country, during summer, the temperature goes even 52, 53 degrees centigrade. So that Bhagavan which is inside you, if you are able to regulate your thoughts and your controlling, then the no action is required from your side because you are already matured enough. You are a seeker. Your thoughts are able to penetrate inside. Today, our thoughts are not penetrating. It is only just passing thoughts because we are not concentrating on any one object because we got a pickled mind. Chanjalam hi mana krishna krichva. For that, Bhagavan also said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyana cha grihyate in the Jnana Yoga. So the controlling of the mind, all these possible by having bhakti. Bhakti is nothing but Ishvara Chintanam, thinking of Bhagavan throughout the day. There is no respite. Do the thoughts. Go on reciting. There was a anecdote about Guru Nanak. He was one of the biggest devotees. Every moment he will be reciting only the Bhagavan's Nama, Guru Nanak. And he was working in the family business. They had a provisional store, grocery shop, and one fellow came and asked for 15 kilograms of wheat. So asked him to show his bag. He put 1 kilogram inside, egg. Then he said do. Then he said teen, because he has to count up to 15. Egg, do, teen, like that. When it came to tera, tera means 13th. But in Hindi, tera also has got another meaning, yours. He gets into avesha. I mean, he went into samadhi. When he said, everything is yours, tera, 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 nothing is mine, everything is yours, tera. And he went into trance. So that means if we have a penetrated thought mind, we can get into avesha. That's what he's going to talk about in the first sloka. So bhakti, as Roshani said, it is a general term, but it has also got special purpose. That special purpose was that 5 levels of bhakti. The first level is that we are all ordinary bhaktas as we are today. We go to Bhagavan, we pray, we get some material benefits, and that is the end of it. But slowly, but there he put two conditions. One, you earn your money in a dharmic manner, and then accept this as a gift of God, Bhagavan, gift from Bhagavan. Suppose you construct a house, you enter into the house. So what we do normally is a Griha Prayasha. We take an idol of the Bhagavan, goes inside, put it there, and do a prayer because we consider it as a temple afterwards. So when we have to enter into the temple, it has to be kept neat, clean. So that is the Arpana Buddhi. I mean, everything belongs to Bhagavan. Tera, that's what is, as Guru Nanak rightly said. And the second aspect is that you take this as a gift from Bhagavan. With this, what happens if you, after, you will come to know that my Atma, whatever Atma is inside me, is the Atma on everybody. And then your mind expands. And then from selfishness to, you go to selflessness. You want to share. That means everybody is Bhagavan's Swarupa. So let me share whatever I have. So that buddhi comes in. And that is called Arpana Buddhi. That is Karma Yoga. Prasada Buddhi. Whatever is available from Bhagavan is a Prasada Buddhi. That means this is as far as the external situation is concerned. Because all our sense organs are projected for outside viewing, not for inside viewing. Paranchikani vitrina swayambhuhu parang pashyati nantaratman. So none of our sense organs are looking inside. They are all the time looking outside. Kachit dhiraha pratyagatmanamaikshat avarta chachuhu amrtvam icchanna. Only a few penetrating people will look into inside. So that means from external object view, we when you have a karma yoga buddhi, we would like to know what is inside. What is inside? That is bhakti, Bhagavan. And there we have two bhaktis. One is Ekarupa and the other is Anekarupa. So Anekarupa is called Vishwarupa Darshanam. That was the chapter 11. And in the last sloka, 55th sloka, he said, Mat karmakrit, mat paramaha, mat bhaktaha, sangaha varjitaha, nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu, yaha sa mameti pandava. So he has given that five this thing. When he say mat karmakrit, that means whatever action we do it for the sake of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is asking you to do it. Don't say that I am doing. Bhagavan is asking me to do it. Mat karma krit. Goal is Bhagavan. Mat paramaha. Mat bhaktaha. That means I am devoted. All the time devoted. Sangha varjidaha. I want to renounce all the external objects. So when you renounce external objects, you want to see inside. Sangha varjidaha. And nirvairaha. I have no hatred. Sarva bhuteshu. In all people. He is the one who is very dear to me. He is the one who is equal to me. Agam Brahmasmi. So that is the closing sloka on the 11th chapter of Vishwarupa Darshana. Arjuna has heard all these 11 chapters so far, and right from third chapter to seventh chapter, or even eighth chapter, even ninth chapter, Arjuna he has learned it, he has heard very clearly, not that superficially. He had a conflict. What is meant by karma yoga and what is by jnana yoga? This is the clarification he is asking in each and every shloka. Karma yoga as well as jnana yoga. And all the time, Bhagavan is also telling jnana yoga is superior, jnana yoga is beneficial, but you do karma yoga. Yujyasya vigadatyoraha. I mean, one side is praising jnana yoga, but at the same time, he is asking Arjuna to follow karma yoga. Now the confusion comes, the clarification he wants to ask, because he has been asking in various methods, various way of asking it. If you go through third chapter, if you go to fifth chapter, if you go to seventh chapter, if you go to ninth chapter, everywhere he's asking the same question in a different manner. And Bhagavan is also telling, in one case he asked, which is the superior one? Yes, Sreyasyas Nichidam Bruhi Janme. But Bhagavan says there is no direct answer to this because it depends on your maturity. What is your maturity? Suppose there is a 5-year-old boy. He says, I want to go to medical college straight away. Is it possible for him to go to medical college? He has to go by step. He has to go to KG class, first standard, pass metric, pass college science, and then go to medical. So there are particular things. That is what Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, that you are not mature enough because you are a Kshatriya. Your job is to protect Dharma. You cannot change your profession from Kshatriya to Brahmana or Vaishya or Shudra. So that means every one of us has to go a particular gradation of follow up of the uh, process, whatever has been given earlier to us. That's how we get maturity. So Bhagavan says in the 12th chapter, the starting sloka is, he says, एवं सततयुक्ताये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये ख्याक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. Evam, that means till the 11th chapter, सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते, ever steadfast in my bhakti, devotion. That means he is all the time tuned inside him. We are talking about Vishwarupa Bhakta, because the 11th chapter, last sloka, he is summarizing the Vishwarupa Bhakta. So Vishwarupa Bhakta means he has already crossed the 4 levels. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So Evam means the one who has reached the 4th step. Satata Yuktaha. Satata Yuktaha means also can be Nitya Yuktaha. Yukta means, the word Yukta has various meanings, but here the word Vakta is one who constantly rests in the self. One who constantly rests in the self. If we think about us, we cannot live inside us, within us, because that we call it as boredom, bore addiction. So we want company, we want TV, we want newspaper, we want gossiping. That means we are not able to stay within ourselves. That is why the samsara problem, various problems. If one is able to stay inside, that is called yukta. Yukta means one who constantly rests in the self. He is the supreme amongst all the people. That is why it's called a yukta tama. So Vishwarupa Darshana, Vishwarupa Bhakta or Bhakti, one he is following, whether he is superior, yoga vittamaha, or ye cha api aksharam avyaktam. The one who seeks a Bhagavan who is a Nirguna Swarupa. Nirguna Swarupa means Brahman. No form, no no color, no qualities, no height, no weight. Nirguna, avyakta. Avyakta means not available for objectification. The sense organs cannot look at it. Aksharam is permanent, nityam. Na ksharati iti aksharam. So between the two, whether Vishwarupa Bhaktan or Nirguna Bhaktan, he's causing the same thing. One is the Karma Yoga, the other is Jnana Yoga. Who is superior out of these two? Tesham K, who Yoga Vittamaha. Yoga Vittama. Here, yoga, he talks about moksha, liberation. So who is very near to moksha, or who is very near to level of moksha? See, for example, in the case of Saguna Bhaktan, he has only crossed the 4 steps, 4 ladders. So he has to enter into 5th ladder, that is Jnana Yoga. Whereas in the case of the Aksharam Avyaktam Bhakta, Nirguna Bhakta, he is already in the 5th. So he has to only cross 1 step. So he is nearer to moksha. The Arjuna's question is, one method of looking is who is very close to moksha. Now one question. Second, he has in his mind, which is easier? Is Saguna Bhakti is easier or Nirguna Bhakta is easier? So that is the second aspect of his question. And the third is how to get it easy. So he's asking for a comparison. He has given two Saguna Bhaktan, that is Vishwarupa Bhaktan, and the other is Jnana Bhaktan, Jnani. Between the two, Nirguna Bhaktan, which is between the two, who is superior? Kesham ke yoga vittamaha. See, when can you compare? When you have got two similar objects. When you have got two similar objects, suppose I got a choice of 2 shirts or 3 shirts, so I can select. But if you ask me to select between a pant and shirt, how can I select? Somebody is asking, is breathing through the nose better or breathing through the mouth is better? So there we have an answer. Breathing through the nose is better. But if somebody asks, can I breathe with my ears? That is I won't call it a stupid question, but it is a question which does not deserve any answer. Or if a guest comes to your house, you offer him, do you like to have tea, coffee, or cool drinks? Choice is there between the 3, 4 items. But if you say you want the drink with a tumbler, glass tumbler, or brass davara, that does not go well. So choice has to be similar items. So if you got three, same thing is happening with it. Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. Saguna Brahman is with attributes. So you have to go step by step. We are in Nana Nadi, there are some people, they are now putting the lift up to the 3rd floor, terrace. So you have a staircase, you have the lift, and you can also put an external ladder. The goal is what? You have to go to the terrace. So you have got 3 methods, 3 way of going. Out of that, you can, depending on you, if you're an old man, take the lift. If you're a young man, physically fit, take the stairs. Or if you're an adventurous fellow, you take the ladder. So choices are possible. So the question between Saguna Bhakta and Nirguna Bhakta, there is no comparison. That's what he says, Bhagavan is going to say. But he is not going to give a clear cut answer. So in the second sloka, he says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Maya Veshya Mano Yemam Nityayukta Upasate Sadaya Parayopeta Keme Yuktatama Mataha. Maya Veshya Mayi Aveshya Manaha Ye Manaha Mam Nityayukta Upasate. In the first one he says Satata Yukta. Here he is using Nitya Yukta. That is same. That means ever in touch with Bhagavan. Mayi me manaha aveshya. That means, as I told you, the thoughts have penetrated into his mind. When it is penetrated into the mind, the samadhi comes easily. In some of these Ayyappa Bhaktas, when they do singing, in a chorus manner, some people get that avesham. Avesham means Swami வரதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க சம்ஸ்கிருதத்தில் மலையாளத்தில் சுவாமி வந்திருக்க அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க ஆவேஷம். So that is nothing but a spiritual ecstasy. Once you are able to touch that inner glory, Atma, then that takes place in a flash of a second. At that time, you get this particular feeling, aveshya. So, maya veshya mano yecha, that is one condition. Second is nitya yukta, upasate. Nitya yukta means ever steadfast. I mean, I don't waver at all, like that Guru Nanak. Then next condition is Shraddhaya Pariyopeta. Shraddhaya Pariyopetaha. Shraddha means with full faith. There's no doubt. It is not a false faith. It is a full faith, 100% faith. Paraya. Paraya Aveshaha. Parayo Upetaha. Endowed with. Paraya here means his mind is in sattvic quality. See, in the case of Shraddha, there are three types of Shraddha, which is explained in the 17th chapter. One is Sattvika Shraddha, Tamasa Shraddha, and Rajasa Shraddha. Those people, worship some demons and all that, they are Rajasa Shraddha. Sattvika Shraddha is we have devotion to Sattvic gods. So our Shraddha should be on Sattvic gods. So Shraddhaya Paraya Upetaha, endowed with such Shraddha, they are superior. Ye Yuktatama Mataha. They Yuktatama Mataha means they are superior people. That means between the two bhaktas, he is now talking about Saguna Bhakta, Vishwarupa Bhakta, he is superior. So, what is the question of Arjuna? Who is superior? He said he is superior. But in the next three shlokas, 3, 4, and 5, Krishna is playing some mischief. He says, the Nirguna Bhakta reaches me. Nirguna Bhakta reaches me. Saguna Bhakta is superior. Nirguna Bhakta reaches me. What is the meaning? The one who will get moksha is Nirguna Bhakta. The one who is following the steps. That means he has to cross all the 4 levels and reach the 5th level, and then only he can go to moksham. So that means it is not two different things. It is the same thing, but you have 2 stages. 2 stages, here it is 5 stages. 4 stages in the case of Saguna Upasaka, and the 5th stage he reaches, he is qualified to reach the Jnana Yogyata, and then he reaches the Jnanam or Brahman. So that is the moksha. So for one, the moksha is immediate, and for the other, he has to cross one more step to reach that moksha state. So that is what he says, yuktatama mataha. That is my understanding or my thinking or understanding. So next class we will take about this nirguna bhakta, and then after that we can do a comparison. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Vashishyase Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om